In this video, I'm going to answer the question, why did Microsoft buy Activision? So then, why did Microsoft buy Activision? Microsoft bought Activision, the publisher behind video games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush in an all-time record deal. It was a big move for the software maker, but not one people expected. It also brought a lot of extra revenue to Xbox and its Game Pass service. But it hasn't gone over too well with competition watchdogs, who are concerned about how it will affect gamers on other platforms. If you've been watching the video game industry lately, you may have noticed that a lot of people are asking, why did Microsoft buy Activision? This is an important question, because it has implications for the future of the gaming industry as a whole. Buying Activision gives Microsoft access to some of the most popular games in the world. They include Call of Duty, which is the biggest franchise in the industry and has sold more than 250 million copies to date. It also has Overwatch and Warcraft, which are both competitive multiplayer games that have been huge hits in the market. It also has King, which makes a wide range of mobile games that are hugely successful in their own right. These games often have very large player bases, which gives them the ability to create huge ad campaigns and make money. The company has been making a big bet on streaming services, which allow gamers to play their favorite games from anywhere with an internet connection. These services have been a major boost to the video game industry, and it is a risk that Microsoft is taking. This bet is based on the idea that consumers will want to use their devices to play more games. This is because streaming services are more convenient and affordable than consoles, and they also offer a variety of features that can't be found on consoles. While a lot of people are skeptical about these types of streaming services, there are still a lot of gamers that believe that they are a good option for them. This is because they can be used on any device with an internet connection, which is much more convenient than a console that requires a particular set of features to work properly. But a lot of people are also worried about the monopolies that this deal would give to Microsoft. The competition watchdog in the UK, the CMA, has stated that it would block the deal if it were approved. It's not clear if this will happen, but it could be an issue for Microsoft in the future. If the CMA blocks the deal, it could have a negative effect on the industry as a whole. In early 2022, Microsoft announced its intention to purchase Activision Blizzard in an attempt to strengthen its presence in the video game industry. The move was seen as an opportunity to expand the company's games library and boost its subscription service, Xbox Game Pass. In addition, acquiring Activision Blizzard gives Microsoft access to the Call of Duty franchise and its lucrative mobile division. The company also owns World of Warcraft and Hearthstone, two massively multiplayer online games MMOs that have become the cornerstone of many gamers' lives. This acquisition could have a major impact on the gaming industry. While it is possible that the deal will benefit both companies, there are also a number of concerns raised about the upcoming transaction. One concern is that Microsoft might use the resulting power to harm competition. This would allow it to charge higher prices for games on competing consoles, or even withhold content from its competitors entirely. Another worry is that Microsoft might use its new monopoly to create a metaverse or virtual space where people can interact across platforms. This is similar to the way people can now teleport between millions of other users in popular games like Roblox, Fortnite and Second Life. The problem with this type of game is that it requires a specialized console and VR headset to play. That makes it less appealing to Sony, which is currently vying with Microsoft for console supremacy. That's a big part of why the deal has been so difficult to complete so far. Moreover, it's coming under heavy scrutiny from antitrust regulators. In the US, The Federal Trade Commission is suing to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. This lawsuit claims that the company has committed a variety of illegal anti-competitive practices, including making Call of Duty titles available only on its own Xbox consoles and withholding games from competitors. While these allegations are serious, they are not unprecedented in the video game industry. Other companies have been criticized for their business practices and the workplace environment of their employees. While it is a bit of a head-scratcher why Microsoft would want to buy Call of Duty when there are already other big, well-known franchises on its own console, the reasons are actually quite compelling. Buying Activision Blizzard will give Microsoft the platform it needs to compete with rival Sony and Nintendo. It will also give Microsoft access to some of the most popular gaming studios on the planet, which could help them expand their Game Pass subscription service and make more money. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is the video game industry's largest acquisition in years, and will no doubt be a boon to both the company and its customers. The company boasts some of the best-selling and highest-rated video games of all time, with its crown jewel being Candy Crush, a mobile title that generated $7 million. $1 billion in player spending during its first year on the market. As for why Microsoft chose to splurge on this gargantuan purchase, it's no secret that the Redmond, Washington-based software giant is looking to boost its competitive position against its rivals. The company is also attempting to build up its Game Pass subscription service. This will be a nifty way to keep customers engaged with its console line of products by offering them access to popular titles in the form of monthly digital downloads. The company also is preparing for its next-generation hardware rollout, which will likely include some form of augmented reality. The biggest question remains whether Microsoft can find the right balance between enhancing existing Xbox products and pushing the boundaries of what the company can offer its users. Despite the hype, the acquisition still isn't without its share of controversy. Regulatory bodies will be watching and may even decide to weigh in on the deal. A few of the more prominent ones include the US Federal Trade Commission (FTC), the European Union's competition regulator, and China's Ministry of Commerce. The best reason for Microsoft to purchase Activision is that it ties its burgeoning subscription services together. It also gives the Microsoft the much-needed boost in its quest for dominance of the living room. It's also a nod to the fact that gamers are a demographic that is very price-sensitive, a trend that the company will have to address head-on if it wants to stay competitive in a crowded marketplace. Microsoft is a giant company with a very button-down shirt reputation in the world of technology. Its software is used in most offices around the world, and it's known for making computer games like Call of Duty that are very popular. The software company has been buying up companies for a while, but this is the biggest buy it has ever made, with the company shelling out $69 billion. It's a move that has received some opposition from Sony and other console rivals, but it's also a move that will help Microsoft build up its video game streaming service Game Pass. The acquisition also gives Microsoft access to the best games. These games are all well-known franchises, and they will be able to use them in their marketing campaigns to increase their revenue. These games are also incredibly popular, and they have huge audiences. For example, Candy Crush has generated more than $7 billion in player spending since 2014. Another reason why Microsoft bought Activision is because of its culture. The publisher's employees have been making headlines lately with reports of gender pay disparities and sexual harassment. It's a bad image for a company that's been so popular, and it's something that Microsoft is hoping to change with this acquisition. But there are still many questions that have to be answered. It's a major takeover, but it's also a very complicated one, especially with all the regulatory challenges that are facing it. Despite the challenges, however, Microsoft has been adamant that this is the right move for them. They believe that it will give them a better foothold in the gaming industry and it will be good for their subscribers, which are currently over 400 million a month. It will also allow them to gain more control over the esports scene. The two most popular esports leagues are Overwatch and Call of Duty, and they will be able to put their own advertisements on them. This will also allow them to compete in the esports world on a bigger scale, and it will be much easier for them to grow their market share. I hope you enjoyed this video answering the question, why did Microsoft buy Activision? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel.